So I have to give credit where it's due. Today's topic comes from a quote from Michael Saylor's 21 Rules, where he says that laser eyes protect you from endless lies. And I'm also going to get into why you shouldn't take the bait in life and why you shouldn't take the common head fake. So what's a head fake? For those of us who are fans of basketball, we know that an offensive player will motion with his head this way when he really intends to go the opposite direction, in the hopes that the defensive player, who he's trying to out-scheme, will take that wrong direction, and then the offensive player can go in the direction that he intended originally, go right by the player, make that defensive player look foolish, and he'll go right to the rim and he'll score. So don't fall for the head fake. So what's the common head fake now? Well, we got into it in our previous video, in that a lot of what mainstream news purports is going to be that head fake. It's meant to distract you. So don't take that common distraction. We called it that low-hanging fruit the other day. Don't take that common bait. And look around you. What are you typically inundated with? It's a lot of advertisements. It's a lot of direction trying to point you in a certain way. Spend your time and resources this way. Waste your money on this. Put this in your body. Engage in this pursuit. So do an audit for yourself and understand what is that head fake, what is the bait that's being presented to you, and understand it really methodically and thoughtfully. That's the theme of this channel. Do everything thoughtfully. Ascertain if it's bait. Decode, is this bait? Is this a head fake? Am I going to keep the laser eyes on to protect me from endless lies? Am I going to maintain my focus in a way that's resolute and go towards my goals and really resist any of that bait, any of that head fake? But think through that in a way that's methodical and very careful for yourself, for where you want to get in life and where your goals want you to end up at in a way that's successful. Really take the shackles off. Decide and be resolute that you're not going to be anyone's slave. You're not going to be slave to any programming that the Matrix wants to put on you. Ask why. Why do I have to do it this way? Why should I put this food in my body? Why should I put that medicine in my body? Really ask and arrive at a place where it's fully your ideas and your thoughts, and it's a destination that you want to take yourself in. It's a choice that you arrived at in a smart way, independently of what anyone tried to pressure on you. Do you really feel comfortable with it? Are you fully consenting to what you're doing and not just offloading your thinking to a third party? Question everything. So here I'm sharing with you on YouTube some of my ideas and where my life's journey has taken me, but question what I'm saying. I'm just a talking head. I could be foolish. I could be erroneous. I've made a lot of mistakes in life. There's been plenty of times, probably more often than not, where I've been wrong. So I'm just a talking head on the internet. I might not even be real. Ask yourself, maybe this is a projection meant to just teach me about a truth I already knew that was buried deep inside me all along. Maybe I'm just yourself talking to you. You don't know. So I could be a projection. Rediscover what your actual truth is. Take with a grain of salt what everyone tells you and do that really firm mental audit, internal audit of yourself to see what is your truth, what's your North Star, what you align to. The ethos, this channel is about Bitcoin, and the ethos of Bitcoiners is that they question everything. They wouldn't have arrived to Bitcoin if they didn't ask questions, if they didn't constantly ask why. Why should I use fiat currency from the government? Why? Why? Keep asking why. Ask why 3 more times. Continue going down that path of being discerning, asking why. Why should I do it that way? Why does the government constantly inflate and devalue what I go to work so hard for in fiat US dollars or whatever currency, euros? Ask yourself why, and why don't I try something different? We commonly say this: Have you read the Satoshi white paper, which is about that financial independence? Just ask yourself why. Don't always need to be spoon-fed in life. Do you always need the answer spoon-fed, delivered to you? Do you always need to be in that safe cocoon, in that bubble? Don't need me to spoon-feed the answer to you. Go and do that deep digging in that research. Whenever there's a thesis you arrive at, read 5 articles that disagree with that. Don't just do the easy thing and agree with yourself and agree with that echo chamber that you're commonly used to. Read articles that specifically are in the opposite direction, from the opposite party, from the opposition. Don't just go with what your party tells you to do. specifically search out sources that are the polar opposite from what you would have thought. And maybe in the end, you arrive at a place where you agree with what you originally thought, or maybe you end up having a new gift and you accept what the other side thought, and you add that diversity of thought into your repertoire. So again, those laser eyes, stay focused, reject those distractions. The distractions want you to just go to that similar echo chamber. But the laser eyes will remind you, no, I want to stay on this path of goodness, and I want to stay on this path that's less traveled, and I want to do, the more nuanced thing. I don't want to just do that mainstream matrix programming common thing that's just the easy default programming thing to do. I'll leave you with this story because this rant has gone in all these directions. But one friend that I had growing up with always naturally had these laser eyes, and the way that he exhibited it might surprise you. So this is where my roundabout brain brought me to when I was thinking of these laser eyes. Maybe your brain would have brought you in a different direction, but this is my channel, so this is what the thought of laser eyes reminded me about. So it was this friend who never took the low-hanging fruit to down-talk anybody. And so here's the story. And it was exhibited through business, because this friend ended up being extremely successful, a millionaire 10 times over in business. So he grew up in a small town, but he had this idea for this revolutionary product that would help people. And in his small hometown, there was someone who came up with a rival product. Or maybe they just both happened to be in a similar train of thought, and they both were like, okay, this could help my community. And they both organically arrived at, okay, this is a product that I think can help people's lives and enrich people. So the common dissent, though, that was sowed within their small hometown was they were pitted against each other. And people in their neighbors would say, well, they would say this to my friend because I was more closely involved with my friend. They'd be like, well, did you know Joe Smith down the street has a rival product against yours? Like, what do you think about that? And a common thing that my friend would say he would always reject that. He would never take the low-hanging fruit to down-talk anybody, or when given a layup to a slam dunk to down-talk his competition and hurt their sales, he would never take it. It just wasn't who he was. It wasn't that he was trying to be virtuous. It was that it never would arrive to him to down-talk someone else's product to lift himself up. It would never be a thought in his mind to let me step on this other person's head while they're drowning so that I can lift myself up and so that I can have monetary gain. And what he would tell people when they would bring him drama and be like, can you believe, your friend from your hometown is doing this? He would say, that's not my business. And the other person's business ended up faltering and sputtering, and that person had drama in their life. And the neighbors of my friend would be like, well, aren't you happy? Aren't you rejoicing that this happened in his life and this unfortunate thing happened and his business is, in shambles right now? And my friend would consistently be like, that's not my business. I wish everyone well. I want everyone to do well so we can all come up together. That way we can all be abundant and live in a more positive world. He would never take that low-hanging fruit to down-talk anyone. He would never disparage anyone else's business. It just flowed through him like vapor. And the beautiful part was that he wasn't trying to be, this virtuous figure, like I said. He wasn't trying to be holier than thou. He didn't have time to negatively down-talk anybody or negatively push anyone down or push anyone away or make anyone look small. He never had to make anyone look small to make himself look bigger. He would just have those laser eyes. He was focused. He was like, that's not my business. What anyone else does in their personal life, that's not my business. What's happening with his situation, that's not my business. That's not my concern. I hope everyone does okay. My goal getting in this was I wanted to help people. That's my North Star. That's where my laser eyes take me, and I'm not going to be taken off my path by any distraction. So use that in your life. Keep those laser eyes, that plate of armor, that protection on. Don't take the bait. Don't take the head fake. Keep those laser eyes, stay focused, and do what's right for you. And I hope that helps you.